everyone, and welcome back. Today, what I want to talk about is playing. Let me adjust this really quick. Playing chess versus checkers. Now, I got this concept from a talk that I was listening to, and the speaker was talking about how during certain parts in our lives we play checkers. And as we evolve in life, we learn how to play chess. And if you know a little bit about checkers, you know that it can be a very quick game. Like it can be over very quickly. And basically the object of the game is to figure out how to jump the other person really fast and take their piece. And the rules kind of allow for there to be basically a lot of petty, it's a very petty, rudimentary game. Whereas with chess, to be very good at it, you have to be calculated, you have to plan out, and a chess game can last a lot longer than a checkers game can. It takes more planning, it takes more mental capacity, more thought out plans to win at chess. Whereas with checkers, it's just kind of like there's a little bit of strategy to it, but it's very basic in comparison to chess. And so as I was listening to the talk, I was thinking, I always try to apply things to my own life. So I was thinking and trying to figure out, okay, am I playing checkers or am I playing chess? And I think about different scenarios and different times in my life where I've played checkers and where I've played chess, and why I did that. Because I think that both mentalities, both games per se, are necessary when we're trying to navigate life. It's like you have to decide when you want to play checkers, and when you want to play chess. And then, as she was saying in the video, you evolve to the point where you just play chess. It's the long game always. So let's talk about real life scenarios where you would be playing checkers. One big one that pops up in my mind would be, excuse me, would be when, let's say you say whatever you can just to win an argument. That would be playing checkers. Throwing cheap jabs, being petty, doing things that doing and saying things that are gonna get under the other person's skin, just to win for the moment. It's a small win. It's a very shallow win. It's just to, feel like you won something just for that moment. That's playing checkers. But playing chess, I guess let's use the same type of example. Playing chess would be really thinking about what your goal is during this conversation. And it's not to win, because winning is petty. When you approach things from the mentality of I need to win this argument, or I need to be right, or there's really something underneath it that's screaming out for attention. So playing chess would be sitting down with yourself and asking yourself those important questions. What am I really seeking here? What is the real goal for this relationship? What's the real goal for this conversation with this person? What do I really want out of this? What am I really wanting and needing? Because it's not to win. Winning is pointless. At the end of the day, when we go on and leave this earth, you can't take winning with you. So what is it that you're using winning to cover up? And really asking yourself those questions and getting down to the bottom of that. That would be playing chess. I know so many people, I see parents do it to their kids, and kids do it to their parents, and wives do it to their husbands, and even teachers doing it to their students. There are so many people who engage with others with the checkers mentality, What can I do to get this small win? And at the end of the day, that it's not fruitful. So that would be a difference in that scenario between playing checkers and chess. What would be another difference? Let's, because I know that there are a lot of different type of people that are going to be watching this video. So let's switch it over to like, the scammers or the people that, are into a different type of lifestyle. Playing checkers would be like selling nickel and dime bags of weed or drugs or whatever it is, or stealing out of Walmart or the Dollar Tree or wherever else to go and sell it somewhere else. Maybe even robbing somebody's house for like their valuables and pawning it. Like that would be checkers. Those are small quick wins that like, they're nice for the moment. Like you get that instant, that's the word I was looking for. It's checkers is it gives you instant satisfaction. Instant instant satisfaction. It's like microwavable satisfaction. But the issue with that is you're always going to be craving more and more and more and more and more. And it's going to come to the point where it's insatiable. You'll never be satisfied. And I see it happen, like even the people in my life, I see it happening with everybody around me. And it's like, sometimes I even myself get pulled into that, where I'm like, wanting to do like little petty things because somebody has done it to me. And it's like, no, you really have to learn how to play chess. I can't stress it enough. So that would be if you're into, illegal things, that would be the checkers way to play it. Now chess, when it comes to what we were just talking about, illegal things, would be being the supplier. Like you're not the nickel and dime person on the corner every day selling, $5, $10 bags, $20 bags or whatever. You're the person pushing hundreds and thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars out, and you're not anywhere in the streets to be found. And if people are getting arrested or whatever, you have nothing to do with it. Like nobody even knows that you're involved in the situation. That's playing chess. What would be another example of playing checkers and playing chess? Let's go to careers. Like, let's say you're a career type person, going to work every day and having that mentality of, everything in this job is not the greatest. There's certain things that I have to put up with, but the grass is not, like, having that grass is not greener on the other side mentality, rather than fighting for what it is that you want. So playing checkers would be staying in a job and, you don't really like it that much, so you don't give your all. You might be on your phone all day or be on the computer all day and not really be doing what you're supposed to be doing because you know that this is not something that satisfies you, but it pays the bills, and you've been there for however many years, and you got a little bit of clout there, and they for the most part leave you alone. Like there's certain things you got to deal with, but for the most part it's an easy job, so you stay in it. That's playing checkers, because yeah, you're getting your check every 2 weeks or every week or however often you get it, and so that's that little bit of gratification you get. But long term, you're not happy there, so you're never going to be fully happy with that mentality of, oh, I'll just stay here because if I leave it might be worse somewhere else. You don't know that until you go somewhere else. Maybe it might be worse, but then you take that and you learn from it. Like take me for example. I have top around from so many jobs in like the past couple years. Like once I left the job the first time, I kind of got addicted to it. And I was like, there's something in particular that I'm searching for, and I know what it is in my heart, but I don't know what it looks like until I actually get there. And so I don't know if I've ever had the grass. Like, honestly, I don't know if I've ever had the grass isn't greener on the other side. Like, I've had people tell me that that's the way I should look at it, but deep down inside, that's not how I ever looked at it. It's the grass is greener on the other side somewhere, and I will find my grass where it's green. If I have to leave a million jobs, I will find it. And the takeaway from that is, every job that I've been at, I was able to take away a little bit more of an understanding of what it is that I want and what I don't want. And so that's the process that I had to go through in order to figure that out. If I had stayed in one job, fearful of what's going to happen if I leave, then I wouldn't have all of this wisdom and all this knowledge and all of this understanding about myself. Like, I wouldn't be where I am right now, if that makes sense. So playing checkers is, doing the 9 to 5 thing and trying to convince yourself that it's what you really want when it's not. And playing chess is, maybe you'll take the route that I took and hop around from one job to the next. At least you're trying to figure it out. Or, plan something. Like, there's some people who they have their 9 to 5 and their dream is to start a business. So they take part of the money or however much of the money that they make from their 9 to 5 and invest it into their business. And so that's what they do, like on their off time or whatever, and on the weekends they work on their business. So that's playing chess. There are different ways to balance a career and what you really want to do. Maybe your career is what you really want to do. There are different ways to play chess. It's just figuring out, again, what it is that you want and how to get it without doing it the easy way, the cheap way, without taking the easy way out. Checkers is taking the easy way out. Chess is putting in the hard work and taking a couple L's if you have to, and losing a couple friends if you have to, and having people talk about you if you have to. But keeping your mind on what it is that you're trying to get accomplished and not letting anybody move you off your square. Even if temporarily, maybe something might get to you. Somebody might say something and you're like, I don't know, maybe. Chess is keeping that tunnel vision, that focus on what it is you want, no matter what. Even if you get sidetracked, because you will along the way. You're going to get sidetracked. You might take a little detour, but getting back on course is playing chess. So that's kind of what came out when I started thinking about it. And I'm like, what are the different angles that this looks like from? And I always ask myself, like, am I playing checkers? And I know, like, different ways. Like, another example would be playing checkers is not understanding, like, expecting somebody to change when over and over and over and over and over and over again they have shown you who they are and what their priorities are and what they think of you. But you have this hope, and they've told you, like, I'm sorry, or I didn't mean it that way, or, I really do love you, and you want to believe that. So you hold on to the positives and completely ignore the negatives. That's playing checkers, because that's instant gratification. That's, for right now, if I lie to myself and I tell myself, everything's good for right now, then I don't have to really deal with the fact that it's not good. And how do I get out of this situation? How do I get what it is that I really want? That takes a lot of work. That's playing chess. Playing chess is not for the weak it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes work. It takes work. And that's why a lot of people are not chess players to begin with. Like, just, on the basic, like, a lot of people don't play chess. Because even when you think about the game itself, there's so many moving parts. It's not like checkers where it's just black and white, black and red, and very easy to understand, and all the pieces look the same and whatever. Chess, there's different pieces and they all move differently, and you have to understand how they move. That is more like, now that I think about it and I'm explaining it to you guys, I'm kind of explaining it to myself at the same time. Chess is really teaching you how to live life fully and completely. Whereas checkers is showing you how to, like, just skate through life, or just, pretend that you're living it, or act like you're living it. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Like, checkers is the cheap way. Checkers is the cheap, quick way to do life. And chess is the more fulfilling, more involved way to do life. Because, you know, like in life, there are different characters and they're going to move differently, and there are rules and there are different strategies that you learn along the way um, to manifest or win at the end and get what you really want. Like, you know, everybody is out for a win, but when you have that checker mentality, you're looking for the quick win. Like, how do I win this argument? How do I get over on this person? Like, how do I steal, and how do I, you know, make $100? Or how do I, you know, get high for just tonight, or whatever the case is. Like, you know, there are different mentalities that people have. Uh, a lot of which I don't personally subscribe to myself, but I get it. Like, I'm not here to judge anybody, and I'm not here to talk about, you know, anybody's life. It is what it is. It's just, you know, whatever it is that you decide to do with your life, have the chess mentality about it. Don't just get high for tonight. Think about how you can get high forever. That's what you want to do. Don't just look for somewhere to sleep tonight. Think about somewhere where you can sleep permanently. Don't just rob one person's house. Like, I don't know. Like, oh my God. Yo, this world is crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Don't just stay at that same job for years and 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 manipulate everybody so that you don't get fired, and constantly be worried that you're going to lose your job. Like, so what? What if you do, like, what's the worst thing that can happen if you lose your job? What's the worst thing? Okay, you lose your house and your car and all this material shit. Okay, then what? Then you figure it out, right? You don't know what happens because you've never gone down that road. Um, and trust me, it's more scary. The thought of it is more scary than the actual, like, going through it, because I've been through it. I've lost everything. Like, moving back from from where I was living, I left 90% of my things there. All the things that I had acquired, my sewing machine, my pots and pans, my home decor, my plants, all of that stuff that, you know, I had acquired while I was there, I left. And I could have paid to bring it all with me, but like I said in the video before, I've been working on detachment. I've been working on um, just understanding what that is, and detaching more and more and more from things. And it just helps me. I feel 10 times freer. Like, when I really, because I was really stressed out about it at first, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to move all of my stuff? I don't have a vehicle, and even if I did, that's 36 hours to drive from where it is I was living to back home. And then I'm thinking about all the gas and all the money it's gonna take, and all the stress, and what if this happens, what if that happens, and I just completely stressed myself out. And I took and you know what, like, that that has happened to me before. And what I have done in the past is let it stress me out, and then just look for the easy way out, play checkers, look for the easy way out. But this time I played chess, and I really sat and let that feeling pass and work through it. And then it just finally got to the point where I was like, I can buy more pots and pans. I can buy another sewing machine if it comes to that. And I wasn't even really using it that much to begin with. Like, somebody else can use it. Like, there's somebody out there right now that wants a sewing machine so that they could, and they'll use it to, like, start a business or whatever, and really, you know, use it more than how I was using it. And here I am, just keeping it in my closet to pull out every few months or so and make something. Whereas somebody could be, like, really, really using it. And then I started thinking about it from that perspective, and I'm like, all this shit, like, I don't need any of it. Like, honestly, I would have been okay with just packing my hammock and a couple, like, things of clothes and coming with a backpack, like honestly. But I did pack like stuff that I knew I was going to use every day, like toiletry stuff. I had just stocked up on like my soaps and all the stuff that I like to use or whatever. So I packed all of that, and like my nail stuff because I do use that often, and like my bedding and all that kind of stuff. So really, I just packed the essentials, things that I use on a day-to-day basis, and everything else. 90% of my clothes I left, all of my shoes I left, all of my things, like a lot of my things I left. And that kind of leads me also into the tarot thing. Like, this was initially supposed to be a tarot channel because tarot is what led me to wanting to speak my mind and wanting to really like even start this channel to begin with. But even tarot, I'm starting to detach from, and I'm realizing like things have a place in our life and a purpose in our life until they don't anymore. And the whole purpose of that and point of that is to learn the lesson that the thing was trying to teach us. So even the person, like, we're not supposed to be attached to anything, anyone. It comes, and we learn, we have the experience, we gain something from it, a lesson, and we move on to the next thing. So what tarot has taught me is to trust myself. That's why this channel is called Trust Yourself Tarot, because I knew that I was going through a journey of fully trusting myself. So that's why I started this, and I wanted to use it as an inspiration, not only for myself, but for other people going through a similar journey of learning to trust themselves. Every day I'm learning to trust myself more and more and more and more. And that was the whole purpose of this channel. And now it's growing to something else. And I might change the name, I might not, but that's not the point. The point is that we understand the purpose of things in our life and we don't hold on to them out of fear that whatever is gonna, like, whatever it is that we fear, because everybody fears something different. Being alone, being abandoned, really really that's what's at the base of it. I can't really think of any other fears that people might have. I guess those are mine, and all the people that, of course, all the people that are in my reality are going to have that same fear, because that's the way that the universe works. So really that's the only one that I can think of, because everybody around me shares in that. So maybe there are some other fears that people have, but those are the main ones. Fear of being alone and not being accepted and not being understood and all of that kind of stuff. Like, we have to let all of that go. And I think one of the things that I did when I was going through like all that stress about trying to figure out how to move on my stuff was I had watched a video, because I'm like, maybe if I watch a video of like other people packing and like getting rid of things, then I could like, just kind of start to gain a different perspective and think about things from a different angle. And I watched this video that I forget exactly what it was, but basically the concept is think about yourself, your stuff, all the stuff that you own from the perspective of your loved ones if you were dead. So for example, like let's say you died today or tomorrow, and your loved ones would have to take care of all of your affairs because it was like a sudden death or whatever. So they're gonna have to go through all your things and figure out what to keep and what to throw out and how to get rid of it. Like, it's gonna be a burden on them. And they're already burdened by your death, but now it's going to be an extra burden of what to do with all your things. And should I throw this out? Mom really loved this. Dad really loved this. They're gonna be burdened with your emotional trauma, your emotional baggage that you had attached with this stuff. That's basically what the video was about. And I was like, this thought came up, like, if you can't take it with you when you die, it doesn't matter. That goes for people, that goes for things, that goes for all of it. If you cannot take it with you, it does not matter. So then the question becomes, what can you take with you when you die? Your spirit, your soul. So those are the only things that matter. That's the only thing that we're here to that we should be focused on in this life, in my opinion. Now, other people can be focused on whatever it is that they want to be focused on. That's up to them. Everybody's on their own journey. But for me and my journey, that is the big takeaway that I took away. That I was able to gain. And it's freed me in a way that, like, nothing else can. Like, it has changed my perspective. Like, I'm looking at things very differently once I start thinking about that. Like, and I start asking myself, can I take this with me when I die? If the answer is no, then I'm not going to stress about it. The bills, the debt, the relationship, the things, all of it doesn't matter. It all works itself out at the end of the day. It all works itself out. And if I'm selfish for not caring about that kind of stuff, then I would rather be selfish for that reason than be selfish for other reasons that other people are. Anyway, so I think that that's all that I really wanted to talk about, and pertain to in reference to that in particular. So, with that being said, you guys probably won't see me doing any more tarot videos, but I will keep the old ones up because, you know, they'll be helpful for somebody who's, you know, in that part of their journey. At whatever time that they see it, it'll still be relevant for them, even though it's not relevant for me currently anymore. I don't have anything against tarot community. I still watch the readings every now and then, but I just have a different perspective on it now. It's no longer serving me. Not to say that it won't again in the future in a different way. Just currently, it's not serving me. It's not, it's not what I need at the moment. So, that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I got my little baby locks out today. As you can see, they're doing their thing. They're not too busy today, but because I had them like braided up underneath that other hair, but yeah, they're not looking too bad. They're actually looking kind of mature. So anyway, yeah. Until next time, guys. Be well.